Okay, Bags.
I hope this isn't a bad time, but we need your particular skill set for something.
Nah, no worse than any other time these days.
Nice. This game is so cool, man. Just start off like that, put you in the mood to play, even if you wasn't. But it's cool how this graffiti is here like that. That is cool, man. Where is Bournemouth? I need to figure out where that is.
You're listening to The Bug.
May cause nausea, vomiting and headaches.
Okay. Okay, in order to recruit these people, I have to do these missions. Recruitment missions, borough missions. Okay, so right now I'm doing this. Recruit, upload the virus to Clan Kelly. They trying to steal cryptocurrency. Alright. That's crazy. They mourning over a graffiti grave. Like, people really come out here and put graffiti over these joints.
Interested in a free meal?
Yes, please.
There you go. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Can I get one?
I need it.
Can I get one?
It's a strange
Oops.
person.
Sorry.
You can't intimidate me.
I just want a meal.
Interested in a free meal?
Yes.
Sorry, you might stand in the way a little bit.
Why you? Oh, so you gonna get her another one before you give me one? Okay, I'm gone. Yeah, true.
Interested in a free meal? I guess. What I mean.
You can't even hack these joints.
Don't make me beat you to this bloody cricket match.
All criminal offenders will be arrested. A reminder, all vehicles must be failure to comply with Albion's orders is a crime.
trying to get inside of that thing. I don't want to have to steal nobody's car. Did he just come out this building? That's cool. So the AI can walk in and out of buildings. They got boats.
And fuck me if it didn't just fly right up on a quad car. Told me worked out a way to get us flying. Straight out of the air.
You're listening to The Bug.
Nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain. Hello, Resistors. This is The Bug, and on today's show, Alice and I will be looking at the big questions, such as, are we less than 2 years away from being able to turn a sausage back into a live pig? Did we actually need polar bears anyway? What do they really do? If I put Optic on my dog, can I train it to take itself for a walk and do my shopping on the way home? And is tennis real? But first... it's a question of late. London is going to be safer than ever, Alice. SIRS is installing thousands of additional CCTV cameras. So nice there. Still looking out for us after all these years.
Yeah, it puts a lot of fun into my life now. I get to play this role-play game where I pretend to know my loved ones better than some twat behind a screen in the SIRS headquarters.
I mean, I guess we shouldn't complain. I mean, SIRS really just stepping into the vacancy left when it became patently obvious that God had retired. We think that the similarities, omnipresent, omniscient, judgmental, stripping away your finances and freedoms, dishing out random punishments, peas in a pod. All it needs to do is ban me from eating something. What's it going to be this time? Not bacon again, please. Please, not bacon. I couldn't. Courgettes. Ban courgette. I could take you banning courgettes. I'm happy with that.
Makes me feel important knowing that I'm being watched with everything I do, Andy.
Well, it's...
Are you serious?
Sure, isn't it? It's like having
There's nowhere to go.
Aunt.
This is the aunt that gets drunk at Christmas and vomits in the kiddie pool, right?
Get that on. This is The Bug on the Buccaneer. Let's move on now to sport. Well, the closest thing we have to sport now, riots. I mean, riots are like my favourite sport now, Alice, ever since they turned the oval from a cricket ground.
You seem nervous about this.
And your rioting is a great sport. I mean, it's fun for all the families. Guaranteed.
Hold on, let me see if I can get inside this thing.
You're listening to The Bug.
Nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain. Hello, Resistors.
I'm
This is
driving this
Today,
shit.
Alice and I will be looking at the big questions, such as, are we less than 2 years away from being able to turn a sausage back
On the
into a
back
live pig?
seat.
Did we actually need polar bears anyway?
Whoa.
What do they really do? If I put Optic on my dog, can I train it to take itself for a walk and do my shopping on the way home? And is tennis real? But first... It's a question that no one's really addressed of late.
She controlling it from her phone. Look, she looking at her phone the whole time. I wish you can go in first person, man.
CCTV cameras, so nice there.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it puts a lot of fun into my life now. I get to play this role
She on her
game
phone the
where I
whole
pretend to know my
time,
loved
bro.
ones better than some twat behind a screen in the SIRS headquarters.
I mean, I guess we shouldn't complain. I mean, SIRS really just stepping into the vacancy left when it became patently obvious that God had retired. We think that the similarities, omnipresent, omniscient, judgment.
Man, this is the future, yeah. It's crazy, man. This is just the future, man.
All it needs to do, sir, is ban me from eating.
And now Watchdog starting to make more sense. Oh shit.
Courgettes, ban courgette. I could take you banning courgettes. I'm happy with that.
Makes me feel important knowing that I'm being watched with everything I do, Andy.
Well, it's just
The whole title, the whole everything makes sense now.
This is the answer gets drunk at Christmas and vomits in the kiddie pool, right?
At first it won't click into me.
Let's move on now to sport. Well, the closest thing we have to sport now, riots. I mean, riots are my favourite sport now, Alice, ever since they turned the Oval from a cricket ground into the immigration processing centre. And, yeah, rioting it's a great sport. It's fun for all the family. It's guaranteed action. It's pleasingly violent. I mean, I know the underdogs never win, but, I mean, that's like top-level football have become, but it's still fun to root for them, isn't it? Go team, people of Britain. Oh, never mind, you've been crushed by the machinery of the state again. Still, good effort, lots of positives to take away from today's riot. I'll come back stronger next time. My luck's going to turn. I can
This
feel it.
map is huge, man.
You can't spell riot without right, and by right I mean right wing.
So, who do we turn to for help, support, and assistance in desperate times like these? Well,
Yo, this map is fucking huge, dog.
Estranged brother.
Gosh almighty.
Not as it is pretending to be. Exclusive to this show, Bugley. And remember, life's worse with Bugley. Here goes.
Ain't nothing really taking time to load up. It's just everything right there in front of you.
And to find true lasting happiness, find a disused quarry.
Oh shit, I'm in trouble.
And not lock yourself in a shed forever.
Thanks, Bugley. You know the answer to everything.
Hey Bugley, how many seashells does she sell by the seashore?
Oh shit.
Most of the seashore is now uninhabitable, so I would highly recommend
Oh
choosing
shit.
water before engaging in
Press the wrong button.
proximity to the ocean.
Bugley, how can I stop worrying about being disappeared by Clan Kelly every time I go to the shop, or take the bus, or sit on a bench, or look at a tree, or point at a bird, or think about snooker, or get out of bed?
Andy, do not worry about Clan Kelly.
Why not, Bugley? They terrify me to my very core.
Because, Andy, we are all just dust in the wind of history.
That's nice perspective, Bugley. Let's never lose sight of that.
Hey Bugley, how do you put a secret hideout in your basement without alerting your narc children and their tracking devices?
Please hold still, Alice, while I report you to the authorities.
Bugley, will things ever get better?
Yes, Andy. The heat death of the universe is only 5 billion years away.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's so nice to have something to look forward to. That's all from the Bug today.
Keep it real, Bug fan. Actually, that's terrible advice. Keep it as unreal as you can possibly manage.
Why, what? This aggro...
A sex worker? Wow. The sex workers and the drug dealers out here, man. Oh, man. Look at him. If he about to go talk to this woman. Okay. Let's follow him. Let's see what he do first. Oh, yeah. Okay, fuck him. Uh-huh. I can't hijack that. Give me a drone. Alright. This is the one I wanted to get. See everything. Okay. He down there. Who is that? I know there's somebody over there. There we go. Now I can see these motherfuckers. Okay. He must be the boss. And that's me. Somebody right here. There's a lot of people up in here, man. Who is you? Okay. Alright, we see, I think I got an overall outlook on everything going on over here. Whoa. Oh, hell yeah, I'm glad I ain't going that wrong. Nigga be shit out of luck. I need to get in there, too. Lord, I need to get in this bed.
Don't worry, I'll get you.
Oh, she saw me. Damn it. They saw me. Some turd in there. That is so cool. That is so dope. Okay. We just did some shit. key? What is this? Ammunition. Tech skills. Oh, somebody must have saw me. Where can I enter this bitch at though? I'm just trying to figure out which way I'm gonna go. I have to get past him. I have to distract that dude. And I'm gonna go up here. And I'm gonna go up these steps, take him out. Take him out. Oh shit. Without being seen by him and him. Oh shit. Damn, he gonna see him.
respect anymore.
Let's find this joker.
Yeah, this part's good. Let's keep looking. This doesn't have to end in violence. Probably will. Butchers. Go! Clear. I'll look somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that's that. Stop looking.
Oh, look here. Get your ass out here and find them.
We need to find that fucker.
They're gone. We lost them.
This better be a joke or I'm snapping necks. Knobhead! I'm done with you. Put your optic away, will ya? No news is good news. Well, ain't this cheeky? Check out that door. Someone's compromised security. Someone's hacked that door. Are people really bloody deranged? Look at that. Someone's inside. Human fucking excrement.
Oh shit, mother died.
I need assistance here.
It's a fucking turret gun right there, bro. Whoa! God damn, I'm getting ate up. It's this goddamn thing, man. Dang, no ammo. Complete transfer.
Upload complete. Now scarper or they'll kill you for sure. Virus install complete.
That should make her happy. Let's send her the good news. It's done.
Safe. Crypto's already flowing. This collab's been lit. We should link up and do it again.
Hey, you know what? You're exactly the kind of person DedSec is looking for. You should join us. It's fun.
Fuck it. I'm in.
The GBB. As we know, the broadcaster has been through a lot of changes since the Hassani government gave in to pressure from its corporate backers and privatised the corporation. Today, the GBB is a shadow of its former self. It's become a tool used by the government to circulate fake news and misinformation. So how did we get here? Where did it all go wrong? How can we tell when our national media has become state propaganda? Our experts speak on conditions of anonymity for their own safety. Here's disinformation and media expert Charles, who's seen free broadcasters built up by journalists and torn down by demagogues all over the world.
So before the media fragmented, there was this voice of authority that was trusted and worthy of trust. Then what we ended up with is a really commercial model where whether you're talking about an app on a smart device or whether you're talking about a broadcaster, the most important thing was to keep you in that environment for the longest amount of time possible, and because that meant money in their pocket. And in order to do that, a couple of things happened. One was the use of manipulative techniques around behavioral economics, things that would just keep you scrolling or keep you listening or keep you looking for more information. The second is that that kind of environment favors sensationalism. And so you got more sensational headlines and more sensational stories, and it didn't matter whether they were true or not. It just kept people in, and it kept them in the loop. So we ended up in a situation where nobody trusted anything, and nobody believed anything at all. And that is the perfect environment for an authoritarian voice to come in and say, no, wait, we are the truth. So the ground for this environment really got created when we had suddenly authoritarian politicians everywhere.
Anything that threatened them or they disagreed with, they would call it disinformation. That's disinformation, that's fake news. And
It just goes.
where nobody really believes anything. And the trouble is, they want to hear a Christian statement.
You joining us is totally awesome. Welcome to DedSec.
Banging! I'm gassed. When do we start bashing heads in?
Brilliant.
This old goat started talking about dating again, and I was like, sure, makes sense. Never swallowed a spill on board. I don't like it. I had to explain something about it.
Always keep the curtains drawn.
Suspect has been dealt with.
Building a resistance group requires operatives with specialized skills. Technical abilities, firearms handling, and physical training are all valuable. Bare-knuckle boxing rings are a good place to find people who are good at throwing punches, or taking them. By defeating each opponent in an arena, you'll have an opportunity to face its best fighter. Prove your physical superiority, and they may consider joining DedSec. I'm guessing that's some sort of primate society thing.
I'm fucking done with people who act like pricks and think nothing will happen.
You're a
Gotta
joke.
get out of here.
You've made your point. Fucking move.
Oh my god!
You're fucking pathetic.
Brilliant.
This is a mistake, Polly.
What the hell? Twat. Fuck off.
So you think over with me?
Oh, shit. This is London Calling. You're listening to me, Tash, on Buccaneer, your source for what they don't want you to know. This time we're turning our focus back on the media. Look at my former employer, the GBB. As we know, the broadcaster has been through a lot of changes since the Hassani government gave in to pressure from its corporate backers and privatised the corporation. Today, the GBB is a shadow of its former self. It's become a tool used by the government to circulate fake news and misinformation. So how did we get here? Where did it all go wrong? How can we tell when our national media has become state propaganda? Our experts speak on conditions of anonymity for their own safety. Here's disinformation and media expert Charles, who's seen free broadcasters built up by journalists and torn down by demagogues all over the world.
So before the media
fellas,
fragment,
if you're having
there was this
issues with stress and
voice
it's
of
getting to the
authority
point
that
that
was
it's
trusted and worthy of trust. Then what we ended up with is a really commercial model where whether you're talking about an app on a smart device or whether you're talking about a broadcaster, the most important thing was to keep you in that environment for the longest amount of time possible. And because that meant money in their pocket. And in order to do that, a couple of things happened. One was the use of manipulative techniques around behavioral economics, things that would just keep you scrolling or keep you listening or keep you looking for more information. The second is that that kind of environment favors sensationalism. And so you got more sensational headlines and more sensational stories, and it didn't matter whether they were true or not. It just kept people in, and it kept them in the loop. So we ended up in a situation where nobody trusted anything, and nobody believed anything at all. And that is the perfect environment for an authoritarian voice to come in and say, no, wait, we are the truth. So the ground for this environment really got created when we had suddenly authoritarian politicians everywhere, and anything that threatened them or they disagreed with, they would call it disinformation. That's disinformation, that's fake news. And again, we got in a situation where nobody really believed anything. And the trouble is if you were telling the truth, it's very hard to get your message to cut through all of the noise of all of the disinformation that's there. So like, you know, you remember Out on the Edges, there was this story about when they would take a house by force, they would take any infants and they would crucify them. And that's a great, fantastic, viral story. And how do you counter that story? With the truth. The only way you can counter it is by saying, no, they didn't. And of course, no one wants to spread that story. No one wants to hear that story. They want to hear the sensationalism. They want to hear how people were victims of violence when in fact they weren't. Or they were victims of insurgent forces when in fact they weren't.
The news isn't neutral, it's a battleground. Here's media researcher and academic Alfie.
The media has, of course, been perhaps the key way in which governments have controlled and influenced their populations. So, totalitarian countries have typically used huge mainstream media outlets to sell one kind of news, one kind of biased news to its population. Of course, the media has always played this kind of key role in methods of state control. I think what's happening now is perhaps even more concerning, where you previously, in pre-crisis Britain, we had perhaps more diverse voices in the media, but now with the GBB, you're really only seeing one brand of news, and therefore only getting one truth. So people end up with a very biased and controlled idea of the reality and the world that we're actually living in. There was, of course, many concerns and many problems, but in a way there were some positive things, that like not all information was coming from one place, and so you'd have kind of far-right media outlets developing and then left-wing media outlets developing to combat those and kind of challenge the mainstream newspapers, TV stations, radios, and make sure people were questioning the validity and truth of the information they were receiving. So whilst there was the digital afforded more fake information, it also makes us suspicious and sceptical of information and makes us question the information we're getting. And I think in pre-crisis Britain it might not have seemed great at the time, but there was something positive about that there was a lot of distrust in the media and in the different kinds of truths that were being told. Whereas now I think you're seeing a return to a more traditional and older pre-digital sense, actually, of people just trusting what they're told, and that's why we
this. Stop right there.
Need more hands on deck. Send me back up.
Engaging hostile target. Engaging hostile target.
Nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain. Hello, resistors, this is the bug, keeping the fire of hope alive in the vacuum of today's Britain. Okay, fires don't burn in vacuums. It's a little novelty Christmas light, shaped like a flame, but it's something. It is something to cling to. Joining me, as always, is Alice. And Alice, hold the front page. Technology apparently is here to stay. There's no way around that now. I'd just like to go back to the 18th century and see if we can have another crack at the industrial revolution and get it later on this time. But new tech is creating 4,000 jobs. Count them all, 4,000 new jobs.
Suspects reported in your area, potentially armed and hostile. Received. Let's keep this by the book, over.
Will immediately be taken by robots. Even if they're not very good. What sane mind would actually want to do, but that's the...
You're listening to the bar.
Nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain. Hello, resistors, this is the bar, keeping the fire of hope alive in the vacuum of today's Britain. Okay, fires don't burn in vacuums. It's a little novelty Christmas light, shaped like a flame, but it's something. It is something to cling to.
I'm ready to immobilize
Joining
the target.
me, as always, is Alice. And Alice, hold the front page. Technology apparently is here to stay. There's no way around that now. Much as I'd like to go back to the 18th century and see if we can have another crack at the industrial revolution and get it later on this time.
Control, we're pursuing the
New
suspect.
tech is creating 4,000 jobs. Count them all, 4,000 new
There's
jobs.
our suspect.
Thanks to this new tech investment.
I mean, that's a very exciting thing if you're someone who wants to work in the tech sector, but I can only assume that this tech investment has created 4,000 jobs that will immediately be taken by robots.
Even if they're not, there'll be jobs that no one in their right sane mind would actually want to do, but that's the price of progress, I guess. And we have to embrace the way technology is taking over everything, because maybe this is a ray of hope for us.
Immobilize that vehicle!
Technology will, in fact, render us all obsolete, and we won't need humans at all. Because look at the bad things that are happening now. What's the common denominator behind all of them?
I don't know, Andy, tell me.
All the bad things that are happening now, the bad things that have ever happened, all involve human beings. They're always involved whenever anything goes wrong from the very dawn of time. And think of this, an automated Nigel Cass, surely a step up on the human Nigel Cass. You could even program it to have a tiny, tiny sliver of emotion. And if you had an automated Prime Minister, you could program it to be occasionally in the goddamn country. So that's, again, just a step forward.
Again, I insist that there's never been a Prime Minister, Andy. I've never seen him, I've never heard of him. The only times I ever hear what the Prime Minister does is when nothing happens.
I mean, it has reached the point where, and I've thought this for a long time, we would be better off if the Prime Minister was a watermelon. No, it would be, I think we'd all be happy with that.
Auto drive now enabled.
No understood.
You hear him being praised for his diplomatic skills all the time, but the best mark of diplomacy is when nothing happens. So good diplomacy is indistinguishable from him doing absolutely nothing.
You are listening to The Bar. 4,000 new dream jobs for everyone. Or I could say, Alice, is very glad that my children studied driving at school, because that has set them up for life in modern Britain. That is the only core skill they need, the ability to pretend that they are living happy and fulfilled lives, that they have jobs that are worth doing, and that they're making the planet a better place, and that they control their own destinies, and that they have even a parody of a private life, and that they can smile without crying. And drama teaches them to do, crucial skills in this day and age. Of course, it's not just the jobs that have been technologicalised beyond all recognition, it is also all reality. Thanks once again to Optic. According to Bloom, the Optic system is now the most secure it's ever been. And, well, of course, it's so convenient, Optic, isn't it? It saves us so much time and hassle trying to exist in a kind of realm of reality. I don't even need to bother with that. I mean, sure, the government has hacked into my soul and now basically monitors my every waking moment and thought. But at least I don't have to type where's my nearest coffee shop into a search engine. At least I don't have to wait 8 or 12 seconds every day going online to look up how to make a bowl of gasoline. And at least I'm not frittering away my precious mental energies thinking, what do I actually think?
Optic is so secure, Andy. It's more secure than a teenage girl reading a women's magazine. It's more secure than a comedian with a drinking problem. It's more secure than a young man who's just got his first motorcycle license.
Received.
Finally, before we
Ramming
go
the suspect.
today, bug off to the Prime Minister, who has once again arrived to who knows where this week. He assures I was not here in London. I remember back in the day, Alice, when our Prime Ministers were either incompetent or crooked, but not both at once. But actually, no, I can't remember both. But incompetent, crooked, and not even in the country, that is one impressive triple whammy. I've had lines longer than his longest spell on British soil in this last year. It's this halfway house at Einstein. Either come back and do your job or leave the planet entirely. I'm pretty sure there must be a spare space station knocking around where you can go entertain himself for the rest of the time. Tell you, let's make a cryptocurrency out of something crowdfunded that way. What have you got spare? Jelly beans? Are they still legal?
He's away so often, Andy. I'm starting to think he doesn't like the country.
That is all from the bug today. Fly away, bugs. We are done. Bats render us all obsolete, and we won't need humans at all, because look at the bad things that are happening now. What is the common denominator behind all of them?
I don't know, Andy. Tell me.
All the bad things that are happening now, all the bad things that have ever happened, all involved human beings. They always involve whenever anything goes wrong, the very dawn of time. And think of this, an automated Nigel Cass, surely a step up on the human Nigel Cass. You could even program it to have a tiny, tiny sliver of conscience. And if you had an automated Prime Minister, you could program it to be occasionally in the goddamn country. So that's, again, just a step forward.
Again, I insist that there's never been a Prime Minister, Andy. I've never seen him, I've never heard of him. The only times I ever hear what the Prime Minister does is when nothing happens.
I mean, we have reached the point where, and I've thought this for a long time, we would be better off if the Prime Minister was a watermelon. No, it would be, I think we'd all be happy with that. We'd all know where we sit.
You hear him being paid to...
You sure? I said life wasn't fucking hard. When I'm super fucking down on myself, nothing will work. Yeah, of course. I refuse to put up with this. Why does this always bloody happen?
You're listening to The Bug.
Nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain. Hello, resistors, this is The Bug, keeping the fire of hope alive in the vacuum of today's Britain. Okay, fires don't burn in vacuums. It's a little novelty Christmas light, shaped like a flame, but it's something. It is something to cling to. Joining me, as always, is Alice. And Alice, hold the front page. Technology, apparently, is here to stay. There's no way around that now. Much as I'd like to go back to the 18th century and see if we can have another crack at the Industrial Revolution and get it less wrong this time. But new tech is creating 4,000 jobs. Count them all, 4,000. 4,000 new jobs thanks to this new tech investment.
I mean, that's a very exciting thing if you're someone who wants to work in the tech sector, but I can only assume that this tech investment has created 4,000 jobs that will immediately be taken by robots.
Even if they're not, there'll be jobs that no one in their right, sane mind would actually want to do, but that's the price of progress, I guess. And we have to embrace the way technology is taking over everything, because maybe this is a ray of hope for us in this darkened universe, that technology will in fact render us all obsolete, and we won't need humans at all, because look at the bad things that are happening now. What is the common denominator behind all of them?
I don't know, Andy, tell me.
All the bad things that are happening now, all the bad things that have ever happened, all involved human beings. They're always involved whenever anything goes wrong from the very dawn of time. And think of this, an automated Nigel Cass, surely a step up on the human Nigel Cass. You could even program it to have a tiny, tiny sliver of